Hello and welcome to the second video in this character design thing I'm doing, where I design different outfits for different characters of mine. This is part of a three-part thing I did for like a little gift thing that I made for my Patreon. And so this is the process of sort of just like working on that. I hate his clavicle. God damn it, now that I'm looking at it. So in the last video I talked about anatomy. I hated Izzy's anatomy. This is Spencer, as you can see in the file name. So there's still some things I messed up about Spencer. One, drawing him, his thighs are, one of his thighs is like comically too big. And so I'm trying to fix that by adjusting his crotch and making his thighs a little more realistic to the rest of his body. So that worked out. And now, like I said in the last video, I tried to sort of make three layers of color. I'm trying to get back into this rhythm. 3 layers of color. With a body base like this, where I'm doing outfits, I can usually get away with 2. Because I just make the skin one layer, and everything else is another layer. So his eyes, irises, piercings, the little band-aid on his face, the little gradient I do to make it look like I do more work than I actually do. I add that to, his shoulders, his head. The reason I don't add it to the rest of his body is because you're not going to see him without a shirt, so I don't need to put any on his body. Work harder, not smarter. So if you're not going to see it, I don't really need to detail it, You could fully detail this whole body, but if let's say this is part of a dating sim. It's not, but let's say it is. If this is part of a dating sim, and you're not going to see the rest of the details on the body, you don't need to make them, especially if it is something like a game where you're on like a schedule. And this is sort of something that's more of a test for, because I am making a dating sim, so it's the only thing I can compare it to. I want to add these shadows under his eyes. I do add some detailing to his arms, because you will see those. And just sort of adding definition to where there's might be a little bit of muscle. He's not a super muscular dude, but maybe you can see he's toned, And so I don't know really how much of his arms I'm going to show. I just know his arms will show up. So I sort of just lightly detail them, still trying to stay on task. I actually did this one of Spencer before I did the Izzy one. I just wanted to record the Izzy one first because I wanted to talk about a few things first. But Spencer is from the same story as Izzy. Spencer is not undead, he's just tired. He's tired and looks more dead than Izzy, who is actually dead, which is very funny to me. And accurate. And on brand. So this is me trying to adjust things and that, and yeah, look at that. That's a base, And so lower that down, and I move on to the first outfit, which is this USPS outfit. Fun fact about this outfit, so for some of these I looked up references. For Izzy's, I didn't mention it in his, but it's noticeable to anyone who's watched Stranger Things Season 3. I did not watch Stranger Things Season 3, but that's what one of his shirts from his first outfit. This is not from Stranger Things, but it is an actual USPS shirt that you can buy on the website, sort of. I adjusted it. They don't have a t-shirt version. I think it's normally like a baseball tee or a long sleeve, but I wanted to make it a t-shirt for this. So I just designed USPS's apparel to be a t-shirt. If they make it into a real shirt, I would like royalties. But it's also important to support the USPS. I can support them by them hiring me to design clothes. That would be an awesome gig to get. And so, yeah, like I keep saying, 3 layers for your colors, no matter what. Don't break it. Don't do it. And with this, I do get to get away with 3 layers a little more, because the base and his skin and hair is on a completely different folder. So having 3 layers just for an outfit is actually a lot of layers for me lately, which is kind of cool because, like I said in the last video, I used to make a layer for everything. But this is cool because it's now ooh, I have 3 whole layers just for the outfit. And it's exciting now. But basically how I got started with painting is that I had a really hard time digitally painting for a while, because I try to make everything look really realistic through digital paint, and I had a really, really hard time because I'm not a painter in real life. It's really hard for me to think like a painter. I didn't like those shadows, so I just got rid of them all. But like Okay, yeah, so this is what I did. I got rid of the old lines and I added new lines that were a little more realistically foldy. But yeah, what I was saying is that, like, I had a really hard time painting because nothing came out, nothing looked realistic, it all looked bad. I had the problem where I put too much details in some things more than others. My shadows were way too dark, so everyone just looked like the paintings you would put, and if you lower the dark, like if you up the darkness in them, put in the back of a dark room, take a picture of it, and that's like what you see when you're listening to a creepypasta. It looked bad, and my best friend, who is a painter and can digitally paint, said that I can basically make things still look cartoony with paint. And I was like, wait, what? And then he's like, yeah, just do what you're doing, but paint it. And for some reason, that perspective of, because I do like to do things very stylized and cartoony, but paint it, that clicked with me so goddamn hard more than anything else. And ever since then, it's not just that I can, you know, paint on top, like paint shadows on top of a layer. I can digitally paint now. But it's weird. It had to be phrased like that for me, where it's like, oh no, just do the thing you like doing, but like, just paint it instead. And it's like, oh, I know stylization, I know cartoons, I can do that. And it's like, yeah, so I did a whole, God, I think, yeah, last year, 2019 was my big painting year, where I just did a bunch of just one layer, like, pieces of art. And a lot of it was like merch stuff because I didn't need to focus on backgrounds because I still hate them. But I just really practiced on painting. And so, yeah, I'll throw these up on screen, these Overwatch stickers. These are all one layer. Like, and it is a process of like, I make another layer, merge it, fix it up. And so I made these, with painting. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is super fun. And that's how I got started with, like, painting, because I was like, if I just lower the amount of layers, I have so much freedom and my art looks better because I have to think more. I'm not just saying things to multiply. I really do have to, like, diddly dang think. And there's some things I do change later about this. Yeah, okay, yeah, so I'm already doing it. I desaturated the red because the red was way too bright. With the way his skin tone is, I need to desaturate a little bit. Also, yeah, that was that outfit. I sort of talked through it because I didn't have much to say. I'm like, that is an outfit. USPS, support your local post office, especially if you live in the United States. We really need it right now. I don't know about other countries' post office. If your post office needs help, support it. You know, our president's trying to stage a coup, but that's not what you come to a speed drawing video for. I like this Baskin Robbins sweatshirt. This is my favorite outfit I did for him. And I don't even think it's the best outfit I did for him, but I like it the most because of how much I love this. So with Spencer, his style is definitely different from Izzy's. It's not like this one likes bright colors and this one likes not bright colors. Because, I don't know, like, yeah, they're cartoons, but it doesn't have to be quite like that. But Spencer more dresses for, God, what's the word? He dresses more for function than form. You know, he dresses to be, if he wants to be comfortable, he dresses comfortable. If he wants to sort of go out and he has to like go out at night, he'll throw on a jacket. Spencer is never really focused about looking good, I guess is like what I'm saying. It's more about just like putting on clothes. But because I like designing, it looks like they're deliberate outfits that you pick out. He probably dresses a lot sloppier than this, but it's not as bright and as calculated as like Izzy's fashion sense is. And so for this, I decided I actually want to make the sleeves of different color. I'm trying to think hard about how to do it. Do I want them brighter? Do I want them darker? I do make a decision on that. But I'm just stinking, you know. You can see over in the folders what happens during this process. So I said I usually do things on 3 layers. I sometimes create more layers. Just to help me out for a little bit to think about stuff. I always merge it down, then work on it from there though. And even if I don't, sometimes there will be things that break my 3-layer rule because they just sort of have to sometimes. Which I feel like that's fine. When it has to break it, you break it. Wow, this has stopped for a very long time. this is definitely like, I had to like make a meal. Whoops. But anyway, oh yeah, I'm back. So yeah, and then I decided on dark colors, which I like a lot more. And so you see with that shape thing, that's where the circle is from the Baskin-Robbins logo. That'll do something eventually. Adding on some color. I love doing like I don't know what it's called, but like you see like on his sleeve, pretty much like that little like that puffiness. It's around his collar and the bottom of the sweater too. I love texturing that so much. I think I changed the shadows on this because they're, I don't know, it's a very muted brown, a very sort of like desaturated brown, and I use a very saturated brown to shade it, and I don't like it. You see, I keep stopping because I know something's wrong. I've goofed up. I've made a mistake. And like, I'm still going because I'm like, I'm gonna keep working and figure out what is wrong with this. I am putting in a lot of work and I know it's wrong. I'm stopping again. I know something's wrong and I'm figuring it out. Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. God, that looks wrong. Yep, I just erase it. I'm like, that looks bad. This is much better. It's a desaturated color, and you don't have to use desaturated shading for desaturated colors. Like if you want to use a saturated blue to shade, but it does have to, you do have to think about values, right? So if it's a low value color, you can have a different color for like the shadow, but it has to work, you know? And I was adding way too many shadows, so you see like I make the shadows a little subtler, I make the shadow color much better. This is why I don't make things on just a multiply layer for shading anymore, because that's actually something I can think about now. And I didn't want to just make this, you know, just like a gray outfit, so I try to like, you know, change the pants color a little bit. I still think the pants are a little too saturated for the rest of this, kind of like how I made the red a little more muted in the last outfit. I'm seeing if I change it. Thought I did. Yeah, I'm changing it. Yep. And I made that a much more muted orangey brown color, which I think overall looks way better. And now we get into the thing I fucking hate the most in anything art ever, and it's graphic design. I hate graphic design. I hate telling people what I do and like saying like I'm an artist, and it's like, oh, like graphic design? Because I want to be like, no, because I value myself. I don't want to die. There's people who are like graphic designers who love it, and they terrify me. I am scared of graphic designers because they're better than me, because it doesn't exhaust them to do it. Like even with this, I'm like, I wrote the up top, and I'm like, could I do text to make the bottom look good with what I hand wrote? Is that graphic design? Good graphic design to have two different fonts, have it be curved there and not curved at the bottom? And I'm like, no, I have to write it in. So I write it in. I fucking hate graphic design. And there's an Adobe thing. I make it go away. And that's how that looks. And so I'm pretty happy with that. This, I think, is probably, like, not objectively. It's subjective. But I do think that in terms of finish and render and just style and working, this is technically the best outfit that I do for him. I still like the Baskin-Robbins ones just out of, like, aesthetic and enjoyment. But yeah, this one's a little more difficult too with that 3-layer rule, because he's wearing 3 layers, you know? He's wearing like this leather like sports jacket, and that has like a hoodie attached that's on a like plaid button-up shirt, and under that is a t-shirt. So there's a lot going on with this. And this is leather again. And so the sort of jacket itself is more matte again, like clothy, and the arms are made of leather because I really like doing leather. And actually doing this made me give Izzy a leather jacket because I love drawing leather. And the last character I do does have leather in their outfit too, because I really got into drawing it. And so with this, what I don't like about, I love character design so much, it's what I do. If I ever get just all character design jobs forever, I'll be very happy. It's the thing I'm passionate about. I hate designing pants. I hate it. It's so, like, I don't know what it is about tops or like shoes or whatever. The pants are just, like, they're never fun. I feel like I don't have fun designing the legs of anything. Like, it's really difficult for me to design pants, and that's such a weird thing. And with this, I am glad, because I'm pretty much doing this for like practice for like the dating sim I'm doing. So it's like very waist up, and the orientation, they're oriented different in the dating sim I'm doing. They're not facing towards you like a Danganronpa character, but this is good practice for that because it's waist up, and it means I don't have to draw legs and design pants, because I hate designing pants. I don't know what it is, but it's not super fun for me. And so this is me looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what to do with this outfit again, color-wise. I thought it might be good to have, you know, a contrasting green and red. For now, I don't know what I'm going to do with it, so I just move on to what I really want to do this jacket for, which is leather. And this is me looking at photo references of leather jackets, and the challenge was I didn't make the folds and posing for the leather jacket like my reference. Spencer was already posed like this, so I had to look at the jacket, analyze it, understand what I'm looking at, and figure out how to apply it to him and his posing and his lighting. And it's hard, and I don't even think I'm totally successful. I look at it, and if you look at it and definitely get away from it, it's like, oh, that's leather. That is leather, like 100%. But I feel like I still could have done better, you know? I was still figuring it out. And I don't fully remember how I tackled the rest of this. And so yeah, I'm thinking about giving like a white shirt. He does wear kind of like white, grayish colors. He's not really like an all black sort of person all the time, you know, with like his color scheme. And I don't know what to make like, you know, his jacket. So I'm just committing to red, because again, I don't want to just do an all black outfit. I love wearing all black in real life. It's like my favorite fucking thing to wear. It's very hard to draw an all black outfit, I found, because it all just sort of blends together, you know? And so yeah, I'm trying to figure out little bells and whistles. I'm trying to work within my 3 layers. And you'll see like what I do in it, even though it's only on 3 layers, I will select parts of that layer and just edit it in like a little selection box so I don't affect anything else, which I feel like is fine. And so I'm trying to do this, you know, other stuff, wrinkles, blah, blah, blah. If we're talking about character design, so I talked about Izzy has changed probably the least of any character I've ever made, because his designs just always worked for him. Spencer's always had issues because it's hard to make his character really work for entertainment purposes. You see with this, I'm making just an extra layer for the pattern that I can just change later. But for Spencer, fun fact, Spencer was not always black. I definitely changed his race because I'm black and I want more black characters, and I was like, no one's fucking read this story, I can change races around if I want. And so I made him black because that reads a little bit better for his character, and I got to actually, you know, use that a little more. The story doesn't seem as boring, and I actually care about him a little more, so I'm actually able to sort of work with his character a little bit more. And also, you can kind of tell from his face, he's not the most upbeat character, so I kind of put him in a black comedy, and these two work so good in a comedy. And these are my outfits, and this is what I made for Spencer, and I really like how his came out. Overall, I like his more than Izzy's, because with Izzy's, there's that second outfit where I only like the jacket, but I dislike everything else. But this has been Spencer. Thank you for watching. Please say something nice to me. And tell me your favorite animal and why it's illegal to maybe own it. Goodbye.